Hey guys, how we doing this morning? Dan Freitag, and we got Dwayne Pucher from to the People Podcast. It's that Tuesday morning where Dwayne and I are brainstorming on this upcoming week and also trying to figure out solutions for people's problems. Many of you out there that Josh and I have been out in the field talking to lately have been discussing their weaknesses and their strengths about their business, but most of them are feeling very overwhelmed about the latest hurricanes that have been going through our community in North Carolina. And Dwayne, when we went out there yesterday, Josh and myself, most of these people were telling us they just don't know if they're going to be able to keep their business going, that they've lost, a market share of their business, or they've lost a lot personal belongings, and they're struggling. You can see it on their face and in their tones of voice. They're overwhelmed, And Josh and I were thinking to ourselves, okay, what can we do to ultimately give them back in that state of mind of encouragement, And we do our Thursday night Foster the People, or I should say the All Access Management Networking Group. I just want to let people know out there, and I think you agree with me on this one, Dwayne, is that it's a mindset. We got to understand that ultimately, if you stay in that negative mindset, I know people are financially getting their ass kicked and they're just struggling on looking at all the debris and what you're going to do to change. But if you can tell yourself this is only a little hurdle in our path and moving ahead, don't you feel that's going to get us ahead, Dwayne? I mean, it got to have that positive mindset, correct?
Yeah, even in my neighborhood, we had trash on the side of the roads. And this past week, there's no more trash. As soon as you feel that, you feel uplifted. You're enlightened. You have a weight off your shoulders. It looked like it's supposed to. So these people that can't overcome certain things in life have a problem dealing with bigger things because they can't accomplish the smaller things. And that's where Foster the People come in. We want you to, if you need some help, contact us. We'll give you some examples. We'll give you some advice that you can try, so you can stop being a follower and be a leader.
Well, I think a lot of people, in their minds, they feel like they're leading, but the problem is, like myself, okay, like I said, when we had that first 2-3 weeks, man, I was like blown. And then still as I go to my neighbor, I got trash 8 feet high, and there's still garbage. Yes, they're picking it up. But like you said, I think, honestly, if they were able to pick up that stuff, take some of the trees off of buildings and stuff. I mean, we still see trees laying up against a building, or a house, I should say. It makes you wonder, like, what the hell's going on here? And I think what it is, we've been through a lot in the last 4 years, man, between COVID and then freaking these hurricanes, And
Biden and Harris, yeah.
And Biden and Harris, that's for damn sure, man.
Inflation has cost you $1,500 a month more
to
spend on food and fuel and rent and everything else, and your wages have gone up a little bit, but it's still not keeping pace with inflation. And these idiots like Harris goes, oh, I'm going to fix it. Well, why the fuck didn't you fix it the last 3.5 years?
Well, her excuse is, well, Biden wouldn't allow me to.
Bullshit.
But that's what I say.
Yeah.
That's what I say too, man.
Like they give it to the Air Force Base in Afghanistan because she was the last person in the room. China's now running the goddamn place.
Well, what's your take on the North Korea thing? Taking 3,000 troops and taking them over to frickin' Russia. That's a bunch of bullshit there too.
Well, those fuckers bleed too. Okay, so let's kill them all. Okay.
Well, like I said, the main thing I wanted to focus in on today is getting into people's mindsets of going, okay, yeah, we've some of us taken a worse of an ass beating than others have. Some of you lost everything. Some of us just basically got a few branches in their front yard. The thing about it is you got to understand something. These are just strictly these little hurdles of life that we're going to have to go through. It builds up a stronger character. And a lot of people tell me yesterday, well, how much more character strength do I need? They've been through a lot in the last 4 or 5 years. But
like the mayor of Treasure Island, he resigned because his house is destroyed. That's awful. But then again, young guy should have strength of mind. Treasure Island has been there forever.
Yep. Yeah.
This is the first time a storm that came close enough to give his houses all got destroyed because of the storm surge from Helene.
Yeah.
Not from Milton.
Yep.
We're on the other side of the storm. We got a bunch of rain and shit like that, but the storm surge is the one that got in people's houses. You got a house that was built 70 years ago, It's below the 12-foot floodplain. What the fuck? It's gonna flood.
Well, you know what it is I've been seeing a lot of these on these Facebook posts for these different, like Indian Rocks Beach groups and these,
Yeah.
like you said, treasure lab groups. A lot of these people couldn't afford the insurance policies.
They can't afford the
You know-
flood insurance in my house is like $700 a year.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in zone D.
Right. But
You
now
know?
I'm talking about us people that live on the beach or near the water, in the A zones, the B zones, even the C zones. You know, it's getting to the point where, like we were talking about, it's overpriced. All right. The problem is you got to think about the insurance companies now. They're taking an ass whooping. It's not just one or two claims.
Well,
It's right now. It's probably what, 1 million claims. All
well,
right.
they-
And the thing about it is, technically speaking, okay, they've been prepping this for years, but you know, come on, if you start taking a beating after year after beating after beating, and I've had people just tell me yesterday said, well, I think it's because of global change. I don't know if I buy that, but I do see where, like, okay, if you think about it, in the last decade or so, the hurricanes used to be towards the middle of August, September, okay? And then you start going into September. Now we're going into October, November, so things are changing. They really are changing.
The planet is actually cooling. NASA has proved in the last 35 years the planet is cooling. And
Why are all those glaciers, all those floating out to sea and
well,
freaking melting
we've only
down?
been around for a little bit of time. We haven't been around for millions and billions of years.
Oh,
yet.
I give you.
So how many civilizations have come and gone before us billions of years ago?
Well, I respect them. Like I said, I don't see that much of a change in our lifespan. I mean, let's be honest. What do we got? Another 20, 30 years if we're lucky, man?
Well,
I mean-
whoa! I got a long time left. I don't know about you. I mean,
What are you going to live? 189?
I'd like to live at least 150.
150?
And then,
Wow,
and then
man.
they're going to transplant my essence from my brain.
Yeah,
They're going to download it into an AI computer,
yeah.
and then my.
By
then
that time, AI is going to not even be. That's going to be a thing of the past.
no, they're going to put me into a that like the I, Robot film with Will Smith.
Okay.
They're going to download me into a robot. I'm going to live forever.
So what makes it they want you over me?
Well, I mean, I'm the one that got the marriage proposal last week. You didn't get shit.
That is true, but you know, Will and I just didn't seem eye to eye on it.
I'm sexy. I don't know about you, okay? There's people out there that know. They're walking down the thing going, let me have that bottle of wine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Question: how many bottles of wine did they have before they picked that bottle of wine?
It's in the morning, so I don't know about that, okay? They don't serve wine at the Starbucks, okay?
Well, I don't know, man. There's a lot of cheese with there. They might do a
No,
lot of wine
I
in
don't
there.
know if you've been to Starbucks. Of course, I don't drink coffee, so
Well, then how do you know?
well, I drink coffee. I can't drink real coffee. I can drink non-caffeinated coffee in the afternoon.
Why can't you drink Turkish coffee? I'll tell you what, people, if you've never had Turkish coffee,
Well,
you got to try it out. I'll have to admit,
Yeah.
it gets a little grainy towards the bottom of it because it slips through, but the flavor of that coffee,
I only
to
watch
me,
it.
I
I
love
only
it.
watch it on the Indiana Jones films, okay?
Oh, the Indiana Jones. Now, all right, I'm glad you brought up the coffee thing because Bel Air Cafe, or coffee shop right
Yeah.
up here, they're expanding. They're opening up another place up on Rosary, which is
Sweet.
actually going to be a coffee shop and a small brewery over there. So they're going to try to branch into now doing a little bit more of nighttime where they're going to have beer and wine and coffee. So it's a cool concept. They're supposed to be opening up here, I think, in the middle of December.
Wow.
So I wish them luck on that one as well.
You go, guys. That's good. You won't know if you're coming or going. That's great.
Well, the thing about it is, man, is you got to keep expanding. That was the other thing that we talked about yesterday was a lot of the business owners out there that are successful. They, in their own minds, I guess, or their own ways, they've had to actually do different things. Especially because of COVID, it changed them from doing a certain way of doing business to maybe adding a different rapport. Okay, it's like us. Okay. We've been doing fire protection for 30 years. We've been doing real estate investment for, 25, 30 years. Now we're getting into the business consulting side, and we're doing this media thing. So you have to be diversified in today's society really to be successful. Because, I mean, look at all the Shark Tank guys. They're not stuck in one business.
Yeah.
They got anywhere from 10, 30, 40, 100 different companies that they deal with. And there's diversification of money.
Well, it's a good thing you brought that up. You were saying a lot of these people are depressed from this storm. Well, they're offering mental health facilities for people to go talk to. But these people doing the the coffee and the beer, they're movers and shakers. Nothing's going to hold them back.
No.
COVID, we found out, was all a bunch of bullshit.
Yep.
6 foot apart. Fauci made all that shit up. It was all for money. Him and China had their own little clinic going over there. Wasn't from the wet market. Wasn't from a bat or nothing like that. That was all bullshit. It's all part of a democratic ploy for control. It's a precursor to something else that's bad going to happen to the American public.
So let me ask you this question. We only got like a week away, buddy, from the big day coming around.
Less than a week away.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like a lot of people are still pushing out freaking Democrats, and I don't understand why,
that's
man.
bullshit, because the early voting is 30% advantage to the Republicans. Like, even if you went to the supervisor election, my wife showed me a picture yesterday or a video. The fucking line is around the building. You think a lazy ass Democrat's gonna wait in line?
I don't know, man.
Well, they
I don't
found.
know, man. I've
well,
talked to a lot of people lately, and they're still voting Democrat.
That's bullshit.
And
too.
I'm like, why?
That's
Why?
bullshit.
What? I just don't like Trump.
You need to change your friends, because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. But you
I
got.
didn't say they were friends. I said they're acquaintances,
Yeah,
man.
well,
People I've spoken to, man.
You make friends into acquaintances, okay?
Well, that's true, man. I make acquaintances
But
into
you don't
friends.
hand out cheese at the supervisor board of elections, okay? And that's what those Democrats want, that government cheese.
Well, let's be honest, but they're gonna do it something. I swear to Christ that if she gets in that office, dude, we might as well hang it up, man. We
Shit,
might as well just all pack our shit. And we're gonna go over to, I don't know, Mexico, or we're gonna cross the border and create our own.
You
freaking new
immediately
world.
take out a huge loan of the equity of your house, so you don't have any equity to pay on, so you don't have to pay the government anything, because you're gonna try to fuck you over. But you got all these idiots like Bill Clinton or Barack
I swear
Hussein
to you, I
Obama.
didn't have sex in the office.
He was getting a Hummer from Monica
It wasn't
Lewinsky.
sex, man. It wasn't sex.
She still has that dress.
I know, man. I would too,
She
man.
tried to go get the thing cleaned. And she rang the doorbell, went into the
Right.
cleaners, and the guy's hard of hearing. He goes, "Come again?" She goes, "No, it's mustard this time."
Yeah, okay. Now, it's like, speaking about that, you were talking about cleaner stuff. Josh and I met yesterday, a gentleman that was a tailor, okay?
A tailor.
Yeah, who does, clothing and
Did
stuff.
you
and
measure your inseam?
inseam, out seam,
You like
back
that?
seam, all
Did
kinds
you
of
ask him to
stuff.
do it twice or once?
No, but it was, ironically enough, we were talking, and we started talking about how he has these pictures up on the walls, and he had Tom Cruise and John Travolta that have been with him, and he says how
Scientologist?
yeah, they're part of Scientologists, and that he's an older gentleman, he's older than we are, and he was
old.
saying how they would come to pick him up in a chauffeur limousine.
Yeah.
He'd bring his bag. He would go to them at the church
Yeah.
or whatever it is, measure them all up, do all their stuff. He said he'd walk in there. That place would be crystal clean. He said
Yeah.
he's never been in an environment
It's like a
that's been anything
palace.
cleaner
It's
than
a
that.
palace.
And he goes, it's so quiet in there too. He goes, he won't let anybody in there. But it's like, I go to myself, well, what made Jim come to you? He goes, well, all I had was a rumor like 30 years ago that I was a really good tailor and designer, and they hooked up, and they hook him up really well. But
One of those two is not a Scientologist anymore, so I wonder who got enlightened.
I think it was Travolta. I think.
Travolta got the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Cruz is still there or not, but it's one of those subjects here in
He's-
Pinellas
he's-
County about.
He's out, but he has more of a promotional thing for them for a while.
So my question is for those of the Scientologist people, why do they always have to have the same uniforms? And like I said, why don't they actually solicit the normal people? Because I've been living here for 50 years, and I've never had anybody come, hey, would you like to meet me at the next meeting? I'll take you to one of my meetings. Nobody ever hustles me. The most I think come close to it, they'll go around to my business and ask if they can put out these, are you happy, or some kind of happy little magazines, like, I don't know, 20-page magazines about how to become happy and stuff.
I get more out of a fucking fortune cookie at the end of my Chinese meal. Get the fuck, man.
Well, like I said, I'm dying out of curiosity, on how does that relate to people? Because I've had a couple of friends of ours that said they got involved, and they were like freaking threatening them. If they came back around, if they got involved, they were people checking them out and hunting them down. And then think about Leanna Remy, who had that big stunt where she was out there for months, trying to deface the freaking Scientologists, and she got hunted down. And you hear some of these stories. So I'd really like to have somebody who's related or has any knowledge about Scientologists to get involved with us. Tell us some information about that.
Well, I know a little dirt about them.
Okay, dirt, but is it true? Is it legit?
It's real true.
Okay, what's that?
I can't tell you who told me, but I know this for a fact.
Okay.
Okay. When the city of Clearwater was put under pressure by the Scientologists to take over large portions of Clearwater. That's why people were complaining a long time ago about the tax basis, because they were charging the people who weren't Scientologists more taxes than the ones that were, okay? So Scientologists, they were trying to get their permitting for that building down there across the street from the old place.
Right.
So on Fort Harrison. So they brought in a fucking check to the building planning division guy a long time ago.
Money always talks.
Wasn't the process.
Well, yeah, the process always has
Wasn't the process. So they kind of like either your brains or your signature is going to be on this piece of paper, you know what I mean? But they brought the money, and now pretty soon everything got approved.
That's the way it is back 40, 50, 60
No,
years
it wasn't
ago.
that long ago.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. They've been in this town for at least 50 years, man. At least I know since I've been here.
They've been rats. They've been like rats underneath the ground. Now they're coming up. They got all this money. They get these poor people to give up all their belongings. What happens if you came home one day and you told your wife, "Hey, we're going to be Scientologists. We're going to live downtown here, and we're going to wear a blue uniform every day.
We're going to be educated all the time.
And we're only going to be level 1, okay?
Yeah.
There's different levels to the Scientology.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would love to have somebody who's actually been in on it to come out and let's talk about it.
There's a machine in there that supposedly zaps you because there's different levels. You know, L. Ron Hubbard, he used to be a science fiction writer, and he used to write about things. He made a religion out of science fiction.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people buying into it, man.
He died, well, because there's a lot of people who are stupid still.
Well, I give you that.
The same stupid people are going to vote for Kamala Harris.
Well, that's what I wondered.
Well, I found two people are going to vote for.
I mean, my question really: are they going to be able to vote? Do they vote? Do they even have that religion tells them they can vote or they can't vote? I mean, the thing was, you never really see them in public except for them walking from town to town.
It's almost as bad as 50 people in the nursing home.
And then if you notice, they have going towards Dunedin. Yeah. They have those small little apartments that look like these used to be old hotels that they converted into units for people to live there. And then if
you have children and you're a Scientologist, you know, but then again, there's certain levels, and also there's a platform on top of the building for the spaceships to land.
But I guess my question really is, how come freaking the public can't go into that place?
Because it's a private place.
Yeah, but you can go into all those little stores down on the right-hand side of freaking thing. They're all the happiness center, the well-being center. Well, no, I respect that part, but like I said, there's those 4 or 5 buildings, and then like every Christmas time, they'll put on that little event out there, that little vacant lot.
Yeah, I know.
And they'll have a Christmas event out there, and once again,
it's nice for the kids and stuff.
I mean, that's what I said, but then once again, they're not.
Oh, look, honey, the Scientologists have snow. Well, it's wonderful.
But the thing about it, but like I said, once again, I can't honestly say that they preach. I remember things like Avon used to be a heavy hitters. Mary Kay used to be a heavy hitters. Freaking Prepaid Legal used to be a heavy hitters.
You used to have a pink Cadillac, right, from Mary Kay?
Well, yeah, but that wasn't Mary Kay. That was Gay Kay.
Gay Kay?
Gay Kay.
Okay.
Gay Kay.
I thought that was a river down the street. Gay Kay.
That's what they call it.
Or that's Gay Cove. I'm sorry.
Gay Cove.
Gay Cove. But then again, all these things are set up. Religion is used as a tool to control people.
But doesn't that shit with politics?
Let me finish. How many religions? And there was what was first ever? Was religion or politics first in the dawn of man?
I would say religion, but I would think politics if you go way back to the caveman.
Because
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't go back to the caveman, Geico era.
You're right. It was religion because I'm not counting when the monkeys had spears and stuff like that. I'm talking about when men started to have they had religion. And they used religion. Some guy goes, well, I can't control all these people, so I'll make up some false image of somebody or whatever. But God is real.
I believe that. I believe that 110%. The question is, what's your definition of God? Is it a person? Is it a human being? Is it A round spiral. What is it?
It's like the force that's around us.
Okay, and I believe like I say, everybody tells you they got different vision of and people.
Have you ever met God before?
If I ever met God before, I don't know if I met God, but I had a hell of a lot of chats with him.
God saved God. I have met God before.
Okay,
God
so
has saved my life.
well, I believe that
No,
in a lot of
physically,
aspects.
physically from dying one day.
Yeah, well, no, I respect
Yeah,
that part.
yeah. But
Okay.
then again, I'm bragging because I have something special.
You're very special.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
you got that freaking hit
Well,
on last week.
You never can tell. There might be another hit here soon. Okay.
I hope so, man. I hope you're going to be the hit of the show, man.
I had 50 phone calls for marriage last week. So how
Well,
many?
hey, let's
how
get
many
one
did
thing
you
straight.
have?
I'm on my third marriage. You'll never be another
Well-
marriage. If for God forbid mine doesn't work out, sorry, but I am going to be solo for the rest of my
Well,
life.
I told the people there's a $450 initiation fee that I'm already collecting for people that I can accept marriage proposals from. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I have to
All right.
review these things. Okay.
Well, like I
it takes
said-
at least 5 or 6 years to review.
I
them.
think we should have a GoFundMe.
a
stuff
go
like that.
a go what me?
GoFundMe for you, so we can start, raising money to see who's going to hire.
Joe Biden goes, I never did that.
Or better yet, let's just do an auction. We can do an auction on our next show.
Auction, yeah.
You can wear your dress that you wore the other night. To
Wasn't a
your
dress.
event. Oh, wasn't it a dress?
No, I was King Titan. I was
Oh,
I was the
it did
precursor.
look like.
I was the precursor for Aquaman. I had the wig.
Yeah,
of
you
course, I
look
already have a
about
beard.
1433, man.
Hey, me and the wife won the contest for $250.
They felt sorry for you, man. They felt really sorry for you guys.
No, they were yelling and whooping and screaming. Actually, I was on
Get
the.
him the hell out of here! Quick,
No.
give him the goddamn
No,
money! Get him the hell out of here!
No, they gave us a check. We signed it. They gave us cash
And
back.
how many other people were there? 3?
The fucking place was packed.
Where was this at, man?
Oz.
Oz. Well, that explains it, man. Come on, man.
I can't help it if you can't get out at nighttime. I'm sorry.
It's not about getting a nice, but why Oz, man?
It's a wonderful place. They play great music. The drinks are good. I have friends there. Like everybody knows me there, so I can just go there.
But is Oz like a gentleman's club?
Well, I didn't see too many of those guys, but I saw a bunch of women.
All right, so what's your wife think about that?
We've been going there for 25 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe your wife's going that way.
Well, I could probably tell you other places we've been to that are nice too.
What about Mons Venus?
Places.
2001 Odyssey.
No way.
I haven't been to those clubs in like.
There was some
100
guy
years.
that was gonna walk in there with a gun like a couple years ago.
Oh, that's no big. They want to run a gun the whole freaking time. Everybody runs in their place. with a
I know
gun.
the bouncer who at Mons Venus.
Yeah.
He used to be a power lifter. I used to do that a long time ago. Of course,
Yeah.
I was very good at it. Top 10 rated in the world for a long time. I kicked his ass too. But still he attacked the guy, took the guy down. Really, he saved all the people's. He was going to go there with a gun and a mask. It was about three Halloweens ago. Or so.
No, he was trying to get a hold of Camilla Harris.
No,
She was working there at Oz
Kamala
that
Harris-
night.
No,
We
Kamala-
heard that she was going to be there at night, and he wanted to check her out.
He's still pissed off from the concert that Beyonce was going to be at in Houston because
Yeah.
Kamala Harris had a political rally. He says Beyonce's going to be here, so everybody shows up. All these girls will show up, and next thing you know, Beyonce shows up and talks for 3 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes on the stage. And you go, yeah, we're going to vote for Kamala Harris. She's black, I think. I don't know. She looks kind of white myself, but or whatever.
But I think that's a
Whatever.
great stage for them because Trump did that on Jason Aldean.
Who?
Trump got up and had a, I don't know how long it was, maybe a couple minute speech on Jason Aldean. And then whenever after Trump got off, it said he played that song "Small Town," which is a great freaking song, man.
Well, I mean,
I think that's a great
all the
political
Trump stuff is real. You see Hulk Hogan out there. Hey, brother, turn
Yeah.
off the shirt, brother.
How about Kid Rock? Kid Rock,
Well,
freaking.
Bob's his name. You know,
Well, yeah.
you know Bob's father does.
Who?
He owns car dealerships in Michigan.
Okay.
He was Kid Rock or Bob was going to get into the car business. He says it wasn't for me.
Well,
His
look,
brother
he's got
got
so much
into
talent,
it.
man. He's got
Well,
so
he
much
wanted
talent.
to be. So his father gave him the money, went out and became what he is now. And he's fine.
Well, but like I said, I think that's a great publicity stunt in a sense to go to all these concerts because every freaking night there's almost a concert going on.
Harris can't get anyone to come to a place unless she has Stevie Wonder playing.
Well, come on, Stevie Wonder's great.
He doesn't know if he has a
Don't
stack
you
of ones or a
understand?
stack of hundreds. Give me a break. I don't give
You
a
know
shit.
something? You want to impress me about Stevie Wonder?
What's that?
Let him take over the freaking steering wheel when we go out driving.
Yeah, right. Well, no, actually, Ford
You're
has.
probably good at Tesla. Or
Well,
what are you doing?
Ford has something called Blue Cruise.
Blue Cruise?
Blue Cruise. You can push the button and the truck drives itself. You're sitting there playing with your phone. You don't have to worry about it because you can text or someone else is driving for you. You know, oh,
I like that, man.
what about the weed thing?
What's
man?
up, Tracy?
Tracy,
Say hello to Tracy, Dwayne.
Hey,
We're
Tracy,
live.
how you doing?
Coming live.
But still, I mean, are you going to vote for the weed?
I don't know yet. I say yes and I say no. I don't know. But
Well,
it's
how
like,
many employees do you have working for you?
we got about 17 working for us.
Okay, you want some of them high?
Not at all. Not at
Then
all.
why would you want to
But,
vote
they,
for somebody?
but right now they could have a medical marijuana card.
But that's different.
No, because it's not
different.
different. Because these guys just smoke a joint right before they come out, blow the shit out of the truck, and go,
Okay.
"Oh, you're not
well,
supposed to smoke
what,
in my
what happens
vehicle."
if someone runs into you or your wife or a friend of yours
Right.
who's high? Okay, they're just for.
No,
for-
I completely agree with you, but I look at it from the standpoint, hey, how many years did I do that?
I've never done that before.
Well,
I
then
don't know.
maybe you ought to try it out. If you've never done it,
Okay.
don't say you've
Okay,
experienced it.
this is before, after. Look at me.
Yeah, look at people. Look at me. Look at that.
Yeah,
Before, after. No, I'm just saying, I don't promote either one. I'm not promoting freaking alcohol behind the wheel. And there's freaking millions, including
Have
me.
you
I've
ever-
just done it. How many
all-
times when you freaking had a couple beers and drove home?
I don't drink beer on drive. I drink booze. Give me a break. What the fuck, man?
I'm just saying, man.
Okay.
I bet you the night you went to Oz, you had a few
I weigh
beers.
232 pounds.
Right.
I'm going to have one cocktail that's going to dissipate
hour.
over one cocktail maybe
For every 10 minutes.
For every hour. It's going to dissipate within the rate or blood flow. So I can have one drink and still fucking drive. Okay.
All right. And how many hours we were there? 4 hours.
No,
that's
we
four
were there.
cocktails.
We were there from 8:30 to 12 o'clock. They got us
Well, I
on the
would like
stage.
to really see if you won 250, but I'd like to see with the other people. They probably didn't even dress up. You know
No,
guys
there
that
was
dressed
a
up?
couple like Dracula and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then there was a convict and his parole officer. And then,
Parole,
then
what
me
the
and
hell
the
are they doing?
wife
They're
and
trying
some
to-
other people. So
trying to pat
and they
down the
held up
girls?
a hand and you clap as hard as you can.
Yeah.
So these people over here went, they said we're out, and they did it for us, and the paint started coming off the walls. And then this other guy over there, he was close, and they go, okay, there's gonna be a runoff. And the guy did it again. So I'm like this, I'm sporting a little arm stuff up there, And then these people over here and it died down more because everybody got tired. And they said, okay, I guess you guys win.
Well, I mean, they had to pick either the freaking girls or the dude. I mean, now, come on. Society is going more to the dudes nowadays.
It was me and my wife. It was a
And
couple.
Dante, right?
Dante was busy.
Dante was busy from
He
what I
was,
understand.
he was outside parking cars.
Well, I tell you what, man, the dude, I got to give it to Dante this last weekend. At least he wasn't pushing his pom-poms. I got to respect him for that one, man.
Were you watching him for a long time?
I didn't. Thank God he wasn't really around that
Well,
much.
because the buck sucks really hard. You got a lot of time to watch
Well,
him.
we had the swashbucklers this time, buddy. We got to take pictures. Me and the wife got to take pictures.
You got great seats,
Yeah.
and I can call every play before it goes. I
Yeah.
did that when we went before. I got tired after about a half or more. I'm tired of calling all the plays. I've never played professional football before in my entire life.
Okay, but what about the one with the Bears, dude? Could you call that play at the end? The last freaking, was like 2 seconds, and they
didn't-
tossed it,
it didn't-
bounced it out,
I knew
and
there was
they
gonna-
caught it in there. Man,
well,
nobody expected that one.
I expected something because you feel it in the air.
Yeah, but we felt that there in the Bucks when they were starting with you were with us. They were kicking ass, and all of a sudden they landslide out.
They got kicked by Denver really bad.
Well, like I said, look at the Falcons. We came back,
Yeah.
but it wasn't strong enough. They came back.
We came out and we were ahead. And the Falcons scored 10 points, unanswered by us. We had a really good game plan, but what we should follow up with certain things. It's really how football is because they use something that works, and then all of a sudden the coach goes, "Hey, let's use this play over here." Fuck.
Well, okay, how about the game where they were tossing the ball sideways? I'm like, I didn't see no except for college. And I'm like, That was pretty cool how they did that. It's a little sloppy, but that's like cool.
You know how many times that works?
2.
2 out of how many thousands
Probably
and millions of
100,000.
plays?
Yeah, but still, man. You know what kills me is how come they never freaking try to get their guys to block them up and just running like a huddle? They never freaking really do. They always let one guy freaking run.
Well, they outlawed that huddle thing about 5 or 6 years ago when they used to do the regular kickoffs instead of this pussy thing they're doing now.
Yeah, what's the deal with the 30-yard? I thought it was at 20. Now it's 30-yard.
No, if you catch it in the end zone, it goes right to the 30.
Right, but I thought it was at the 20.
But if you catch it, no, this is what they're doing now. If they catch it and you run it out and you get tackled in the 17, that's where you fucking start.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I would just knee it down and freaking go to
now,
the 30.
Now, the old way, they used to have about 4 or 5 guys in front, and there would be a wedge or something.
Yeah.
It was called the wedge.
Yeah.
And the wedge would block, and you'd go up to maybe the 30. But then again, they outlawed that.
Why?
Because people were getting hurt.
Fuck them, and they're getting hurt now. What the hell does that mean? Look, we lost 2 guys just in the last 2 weeks.
Well, Godwin and Evans.
Or how about this last game? They fucking took out a police officer, broke his freaking ankle.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dead serious.
Wow.
Freaking right at the end of the last play.
Those guys will do anything to
the
get out of
fucking
work.
guy was sitting right there fucking watching the audience so they wouldn't get on the freaking stage. And my wife just showed it to me last night where the team came in, grabbed that ball, caught it in the end zone, and took out the freaking officer and deputy and broke his freaking ankle, man.
Wow.
And hey, man, but it's just...
He was getting paid overtime, too. Fuck.
I don't know, but think about it now, potentially he's probably got a hell of a lawsuit. I mean, I don't know if they got something in there, but sue the stadium, sue the players, sue the freaking team, sue the NFL.
They signed a waiver. It's the same thing as workman's comp.
I mean, I don't know. I couldn't say, but to me, I would think, there you go, Morgan and Morgan. Morgan and Morgan, buddy.
He's the one that wants everybody to be on pot so he can sue everybody.
Well, what the hell, man?
Did you hear about Harris? She was so depressed this week. She took a day off, flew back to San Francisco just to sleep with Willie Brown one more time.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah,
man.
It's true, man.
See, I don't listen to freaking news, man. To me, this is a waste of my fucking time, man.
Yeah, I was watching the news this morning about, the abortion ban in Florida. There's no abortion ban in Florida.
I gotta say, I don't know anything about that, but to me, I swear to Christ, I cannot believe that the government is really allowing people to freaking protect their lives from the abortion. I mean, okay, there's women out there that go and get an abortion.
What government? State of Florida government?
I'm assuming in Florida. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen that in probably 30 years.
It's states' rights.
There's
nothing in the Constitution that says, there's not one place in the Constitution that says anything about democracy.
Right.
We have a representative republic, and there's nothing in the Constitution that says about you have a right to abortion. Because when this thing was fucking written back in the 1700s with Benjamin Franklin, his spectacles and long hair, flying the fucking kite, they didn't know what abortion was.
Oh, yeah.
So where did it come through? No amendments, nothing. So all these people that want to use birth control, they want to use abortion as birth control because they have a fucking willy-nilly life.
But now you have the freaking next day pill or something, the B pill or the Plan B.
That's awful too.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, what is that?
People take those things and they get sick. They bleed out.
Well,
and then they want to blame everybody.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm not abortion thing. I really can't speak for any of that because I'm not a woman. First of all, okay. Second of all, why should I say anything on you as a woman to tell you how to do it? But the only thing I've got to say is, if you're going to have a freaking baby, you slept with a male, so a male should have a 50% say so on that as well.
That's what I was just going to tell you, that you did have a part in the abortion because you're the other half.
Yeah, but you should have somewhat of a say in that.
No, it doesn't work that way.
I know it doesn't work that way, but I'm saying, but you would expect me to take care of it for the next 18 years. So I should have some decision. Maybe you don't want it, but maybe I want that baby. So I want you to go term, and I want you to give me the baby, and I'll take care of it. I mean, I don't think most men would think that way, but let's be dead honest about it. If we're going to count it 50-50, or we're going to count it, hey, when you give birth, I have to be responsible for that baby.
Right.
I should have a little bit of say so if you're aborting it.
But they don't want to talk about that.
No, they don't. That's what I'm saying. It's one of those
women
conversations.
go, it's my body. Well,
it is your body, but you slept with that freaking man.
You wouldn't have anything going on if it wasn't for fucking me, okay?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. So it should be a 50-50 conversation here, man.
Right.
And it's like, I think most men would just freaking hightail it and all you'd see was taillights.
Yeah,
but,
tires go.
I mean, but you know damn well. What if I was with some crazy ass motherfucker and I wanted to have a baby?
Yeah.
and you just happen to get pregnant, but you go, no, I don't want to have a baby. I should have the right to say, well, I want that baby.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it. You can sign off, or you don't have to pay me a damn dime, but I
Yeah.
just want you to give birth to the baby. No, I don't want to do that.
Well,
Then that to me, I could be classifying you as a murderer because you're killing my kid.
right. Some states allow abortion to a certain point, and they all allow you to have an abortion if you were raped or incest or attacked. All these crazy politicians right now are saying everything in the world to hold their power.
Well, I mean, let's be dead honest about it. I mean, I feel like if you were brutally raped, all right, the last thing I want to see this bastard child, if I was a female,
No, you don't want
I
that.
was raped by this freaking your father, and I would hate to live with that. I'd be taking it out on the child probably, and what's not fair to the child. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go there. I don't want to be in that subject. I don't want to be in that
Some
ballgame.
people would
But
ask for help in making a decision, maybe talk to their priest, and then go have the abortion because it was an unholy alliance.
yeah. I mean, but let's be honest. But how many women have you known that have abortions like eating freaking M&Ms? You know, like, oh, I'm just going to get an abortion. No big deal. I mean, old days. Come on.
You ever met a lady with 4 kids and it's not all the same father?
Yeah.
And she's not even married yet?
Yeah.
But she likes your money from the government, though.
Well, I mean, she's getting it from the baby daddy, too. She gets money from the freaking government.
Supposedly.
And then she's also getting money from the baby daddy.
Supposedly.
Oh, there's a lot of them out there.
Oh, yeah,
Come on,
but-
Section 8, freaking. Hey, I remember my ex-wife, when I first got with her, she had a baby, a 2-year-old, and I got involved. The dad was a deadbeat. He took off. And she'd go down to the food stamp place. And I'm like, I'm not sitting in this freaking line. We don't need this freaking line.
Yeah, we don't need this shit.
Screw this shit. And I would see people with like 4 or 5 different babies, man. And I'm like, where's the baby daddy? I don't know. Well, come on. Shouldn't you thought about it before you laid down?
Right.
Shouldn't you have taken some care? Oh, that's just the way it is.
No, it's not.
That ain't the way it is. That's the way you planned it.
See, because they weren't raised right. So it all goes back to what we do if we're giving people advice to people now that turn into parents and they have kids. Just make the right decision. If you think it's wrong, don't do it.
Yeah, but let's be dead honest about it, okay? Let's talk about that because parenting is a very diverse conversation. The way you raise a child, the way I raise a child, the way she raised a child, it's different. And the problem is, depends on how you were morally brought up.
Right.
How were you raised, okay? The thing about there's really no right or wrong way of doing it. And a lot of us parents feel like we're failures on our kids, all right? There's a lot of them out there because we felt like we didn't give the right guidance or we didn't give the right tools or we argued with the spouse for 15 years. And now the kid's got to go see a counselor every week. You know, I mean, there's a million one excuses here, but I think realistically, we have to think about, like right now, prime example, with my daughter, okay? She has a 3-year-old. She's 21 years old. She has a 3-year-old. And her relationship with her boyfriend ain't exactly the most rosiest one around, okay? And I told her, I said, bottom line here is, this is your daughter.
Right.
This is his daughter. You have to think about how you want this child to be the most successful potential that they can be.
Right.
And if you're not thinking about spending time with this child and educating this child and making the direction of the child by making proper decisions like not smoking and vaping and drinking in front of them, okay, and how you communicate, if you're saying the F-bombs and you're saying things like this in front of that child, what's going to happen? That child's going to grow up in that environment and that child's going to think it's normal. All right? So you have to really think from your perspective and with your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend, what do you want to see that child when they become 21? Because I never sat down with my baby's mama and said, oh, we're going to plan this out. We're going to do it this way. We're going to do it this way. No, usually, well, she got pregnant and, I'm going to be a father. And what we didn't sit down and go, hey, you know, what do you feel about this? How do you feel about ethically? What way should we raise our child? And we didn't do that. And even when my wife now, Tracy, we never really sat down and said, well, how are we going to raise my girls? We just played it by the seat. We didn't really plan it out. And I don't think it's wrong, but I think if you're going to get involved with 2 adults, you have to have some kind of plan, some kind of guidance. And it might be, you know, because the way you were raised and the way I was raised could be 2 different things, which really, my way I was raised and my wife right now is raised We're two different freaking. We're Western. We're rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? I'm freaking Asian, and you're freaking Jamaican.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well,
It's night and day.
your relationship with your partner is usually a positive and negative, minus, plus, whatever. That's what attracts people.
True.
But then again, you can morally know that if you're raising a child and the child screams, it's because maybe their diapers are dirty, they need food, and then they grow up and they whatever. You start talking to them, the mother talks to them, stuff like that. But you don't. It's a way of life. You change. You change. And you don't want the government to raise your children.
No, not at all. But like I said, it goes back to our situation about voting for the marijuana. My wife's a school teacher.
Right.
You know how many kids, elementary school kids, come in there smelling like cigarettes and smelling like weed?
Because their parents smoke
Okay,
around.
but that's what I'm saying. But now you're just giving me right. Okay, as long as I'm 21 years old, I can go buy a freaking bag of it. I'll go buy a bag of that and a bottle of Jim Beam. We're just going to have a great time. Hey, me and little Junior, you're smoking a joint, big boy. I know a gal that allows her son because she don't want to piss him off at 16 to smoke weed. So they pass around the joint together. I'm like, I'm sorry.
It affects their it
No,
affects their brain.
doesn't. No, it doesn't. That's what people say all the time. Does it really? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I look at some kids that I know, they're in their 20s, all right? That don't drink, don't smoke, that are clean. All right, they might have a little tiny bit, but they don't smoke weed. And I see the ones that smoke weed. They're the video game players. They're the ones that are burnt out all the freaking time. They're the ones that can't keep a job.
But they're living with their mommy.
Yeah, that's true, but there's a lot of guys that are 35, 40, 50 years old, live with their mommies.
And then I meet people and go, oh, I met this guy.
Yeah.
What's his name? His name is Jimmy. What does he do? Well, oh no.
He's a video game player.
He lives, has he ever been married before? He's 35, never been married. So he's never taken on responsibility in his life.
Well, I wouldn't say being married is a responsibility.
Well, it is
It
because
takes two.
it's
It takes
a
two to
challenge.
be responsible.
I mean, it's not like you're married to your left hand, okay?
Right. Well,
Okay.
I mean, but let's be honest. I think being responsible is getting up every single morning, freaking getting yourself to work, paying your freaking bills, and creating
You ain't
something.
doing that living in mommy's house.
No, definitely not. But
Just-
that's the parents' fault. That's the parents' fault, man.
That's what I keep on telling you. Those parents were fucked up from the word go too. Because
Well,
they
you
were
know
raised
what?
right.
They don't want to offend their little Johnny.
Well, because they read
Johnny
the
can't
wrong
make it
books
out as
about how to raise kids.
No, the problem is they want them staying there beside because they don't want to be alone by themselves.
No, that's.
I believe that. I believe they don't want to be like, they'd rather have the kids around them, then they can have them go out.
Well, you've
and
been hanging
freaking
out at
pay the
Walmart a
bills.
lot, right?
Yeah, I usually go to,
You see all the same couples at Walmart and everything?
Yeah, but you know, I see my one friend up there with the cat outfit. We talked about this before.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the people that go to Walmart are the ones that have their kids living in the basement.
Well, come on, some of our kids probably should be living in the basement.
No. A lot of people come to the dealership who want to buy things. They have no idea because they barely get through school. Their grades aren't that good. They're not exceptional. They're not bright at all, and they don't even know how things work. And then we explain it to them. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
Well, you know what it is. They just want to go out there and take a test drive in your vehicles. Man.
Bullshit. No, I don't do that.
Well, there's a lot of guys that do it. I know people that go, wow, what do you want to do this weekend? Oh, let's just go down to a couple of different dealerships and let's go test ride vehicles.
That doesn't fucking fly no more.
Yeah, it does. Sure,
No,
it does.
Not maybe at Dan's dealership, but not at
No,
Dwayne's.
man, I'm serious, man. Hey, come on. How many dealerships we didn't know? Did we just go down to the Rolls Royce and the freaking the BMWs and the
That was
Jaguars?
40 years ago.
All right, so I didn't say it was
No,
yesterday.
50 years ago.
Oh yeah. Does he have a man crush? I do have a man crush. I do have a man crush. But Dwayne now, Joe, let's get it straight. Last week's event, he got a proposal from a person named Will.
No, it wasn't Will.
And Dante now,
No, wasn't Will.
he just fantasized me because ever since I've been to a cheerleader or to a Buccaneers games, which I'm not a big sports fanatic, I never in my wildest dreams would expect that men would be out there cheerleading with pom-poms. All right? I can see it at the college where they take the girls, they throw them up in the air, but not with the pom-poms.
You like
all
that,
right?
right? You like that, okay.
All right? Someone's got to look at, we got to look at for
He's
that one.
always got, like, back when I was in high school, no one picked me up.
Well, no, man, they couldn't pick my fat ass off, man.
Were you a big heavyset guy back
No,
then?
I wasn't a big heavy set
Little
guy.
skinny dude.
I wouldn't say skinny. I didn't go
Rocker?
to high school. I didn't go
You
to high
were
school.
you were a rocker back then.
I was hanging out in the parking lot smoking the weed and freaking going after women
So no
playing
wonder
rock
you
and
gotta
roll,
vote
man.
for the weed thing. Yeah?
What?
You know, I mean, you can't grow it yourself because big weed has got that controlled. Okay.
Wow, you still can go. You get a couple seeds to put in your backyard.
But
Freaking,
I'm
you
just-
get your help.
they can come arrest you, put you in
Oh,
jail.
but could be hiding in your closet, man. They told
What are
you
you
people have
talking
little
about?
hydroponics, little freaking
Yeah.
closet. I know people got used to go, oh, damn, look at all the fucking plants in there, man.
I'm coming up with a new business called Find Your Pot. I'm gonna have this little drone thing. Josh and me are going into business, and it's gonna have a special sensor that sees where all the pot plants are in your backyard, and then I fucking turn your ass in, and I get a finder's fee from the cop.
Oh, so he's going to be the nurse squad, people.
You shouldn't be doing that in your backyard if it's against the law.
Well, but everything's
big
against
weed,
law.
man.
But drinking is against the law.
No, it's not.
Speeding is against
Drinking's
the law.
not against the law.
Farting on Tuesdays in
Are you a
church is
Democrat?
against the
No,
law.
it sounds like one of those things. Drinking is bad. Of course it's bad for you. But it's legal still. You can buy it at the
Drinking
liquor.
coffee is bad for you, man.
It is really?
Freaking smoking cocaine is bad for you.
Smoke cocaine.
Everything is bad for
Oh,
you.
did you see where they have one of the drug lords on trial in Houston because his son narked him out? And
Wow.
he's one of the big cartel dudes, and his son told his father about something. He got on a plane in Mexico, was flying to go take a look at a piece of property in America,
Yeah.
and it was a setup, and the FBI was there.
All right, so well, I'm glad you brought that because my uncle, he's lived in Mexico now for 60 plus years, and in the last probably, I don't know, 2-3 decades, cartel's gotten really heavy,
Oh yeah.
and I'm almost paranoid to even go down there because of where he lives at. They've had strictly drive-by shootings freaking all over that place in town.
Yeah.
You know, and it amazes me because my uncle's 91, and he got a few years left. But then we asked ourselves, okay, is how come our government has not stepped it up? They're bringing all this fentanyl and all these drugs, all these illegal immigrants.
Because they're on the payola.
Well, I respect the payola, but think
No,
about,
I wouldn't respect. That's against
I mean,
the law.
I understand that completely, but that's our society since day one.
No,
we've
it's
had,
not part of
when
the
the
payola.
when the old boys were way back, let's say the 1700s, we
No.
sat around with our freaking man-made
they did
bourbons
the-
and
they
our
did the sa-
scotches.
they did
and
the
we
same-
sat around with our cigars. And we said, okay, who do you freaking want to be in the office? And they'll vote them out and they'll take their ass out back then. It's been that way since day one.
Here in America?
I'm talking about America, man.
No.
Yeah, you look at the history, man.
No.
They freaking back there in
Local
Benjamin. all
elections,
that.
but not a national one.
Well, come on, man. We're talking freaking. It started out that way from 100, 200, 300 years ago,
We
man.
haven't been around for 300 years. yet.
I have. I've been around forever.
No.
I've been around since God was
Constitution's
around.
not 300 years old.
This world's been around how many years?
America's not 300 years old yet.
It's 50 million years.
No, it's not.
It is, man. Read the
You got
science. of it.
1776, 2076.
But that was when
300 years.
Columbus, freaking crossed
Columbus
those
never
seas.
landed in America.
But that's what it says in
That's
all the
bullshit,
history
too.
books.
Ponce de Leon landed in America. Columbus never
What
even got
about Geico, the cavemen? They were here way before us. They were monkeys. They were dinosaurs. Before dinosaurs, they were plants, I guess. I don't know. Evolution. The Big Bang machine.
aliens mixed their alien DNA with the primates here, and we eventually evolved into human beings.
Well, the aliens, supposedly, I've seen on these UFO TV shows, don't look anything like me or you.
But
you got
the-
like 2 fingers and your fucking head's the size of a freaking water balloon. I mean,
That's
come on.
because they're from Thailand. You know, oh, you know.
I'm just
Charlie
saying, man.
Chan.
I mean, I don't know, freaking, we can go back. I had a preacher that told us there wasn't such thing as dinosaurs. They were just big, large
Oh,
cows.
he's a nut job. He probably only goes back 6,000 years too, right?
I don't know, man. You know,
There's a section of the Bible that talks about that crap. That's bullshit. Come on now.
I mean, who knows, man? Like I said, we were not back then. It's like the Bible. Okay. How can the word be the same for 300 years? We weren't fucking back there then. How do you know the shit was even wrote in there correctly that way with that interpretation?
I saw them white out in the Bible.
Yeah,
It's okay.
exactly. So, I mean, the thing about it is
Well,
I am
there's a
definitely
difference
not an
between the
atheist.
the Old Testament and have you ever read the Old Testament versus the New?
I can't say I really have.
Did you see the big contrast between the two times? It was
Yeah,
written
one
by
book was-
it was
one was
written it was written
English.
by completely different people.
Exactly.
The New Testament was written. It was almost like a friendlier, happier place.
Well, I respect it because they want to communicate.
Like he was doing drugs or something.
But let's think about this. If I have a conversation with four of us right now,
Yeah, 4.
and before you know it, by the time it gets back to us, if they go out and talk about it, it's going to come back with a whole different state. I talked to you about a blue coffee. Going to go, oh, it was black and blue, and it had coffee. And I said, no, it had wine in it.
Yeah.
The communication is the weakest link in today's society.
Well,
And you can't tell me that 300 years ago it was better than that. I don't buy that. I think it's even worse. And it gets every year it gets worse and
No,
worse
it
and
was
worse.
better. For telling the truth, it was better back then because there were no stupid cell phones. You could
True.
make up some lie and
Yeah.
spread it around billions of times.
Yeah.
There wasn't any internet. Was no TV.
Yeah, but
sets,
if you go the other way, at
and there
least
was no Democrats back then.
What were they?
Monkeys.
All right, so monkeys. But I'm
Yeah.
saying
They're the
they
monkeys.
could have
They're the
been.
monkeys you went to go visit in the zoo.
But the monkeys at the zoo will throw shit at you too.
If you get too close, that's just called the splash zone. Have you ever been to SeaWorld?
Oh yeah.
Okay, like the
SeaWorld?
elephants. I mean,
SeaWorld?
You know, the big splash zone. You know.
Well, like I said, the problem is I see, and in our today's society, 1,000 times over. Just in the last week, I can show you 2 incidents where I had a breakdown in communication, telling somebody how to put a fence up, how to freaking put freaking stuff in a car. And I sat down and went step by step by step. The New Testament follows step 1, step 2, step 3. What I got back was 1.5 step, skip 2, 1 to 3, and we added 4, 5, and 6. Now, how the hell could that be? It's called people don't listen. People just assume, oh, I assumed that she wanted me to do it this
There
way.
wasn't that much interbreeding back then, so we had more pure humans.
I don't know, man. Think about it. We started out with, okay, now let's get a reality check on that
Yeah.
one too. Okay?
Yeah.
Who was before Adam and Eve?
No, Adam and Steve.
Oh, Adam and Steve. Okay, Adam and Steve.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
no. Okay.
So those were the originals. Okay, you only get one more too.
Okay.
How do you get more
let's-
into this?
Let's
thing?
even go before that.
Okay, yeah.
Who was
Congo,
first? Who was first?
The snakes, the
No. Who-
dinosaurs.
What did God make first?
What did God make first? Man,
Why?
because we're stronger. So we have
No.
we have a heart.
What else? What
we
else?
have a heart.
What else?
We have a heart. We have a brain.
No,
we have it-
that's not nice.
Okay. Well, the woman was the one who ate the freaking fruit that screwed it up for all of us.
No, they made the man first. He could be the dominant of the two because he knew he was going to make a woman so they could promote the species.
Okay, but like I said, if it's just me and you're the female, I'm the man.
Yeah.
We have sex to have a kid. How do you diversify?
So how can Kamala Harris be president? She wasn't first.
Well, because she was with Biden. That's like saying, well,
No, Biden doesn't remember anything about her.
Most people don't remember anything either, man. I don't remember what the hell I did 2 days ago.
You're not as old
I
as
try to
Biden,
block that shit out,
You're
man.
not as
You know
old as
what I'm saying?
Biden, are you? But Biden doesn't like her. You know that, right?
But like I said, okay, back then, were we black? Were we white? And if we're white, how did we get black? Oh, we left them in the sun too long? We left Junior out in the sun today, so he's a little black.
Well, let's just say, where was the Garden of Eden on Earth?
I couldn't tell you. I can't honestly
Okay.
tell you.
Where and when God cast those two out
Right.
of Garden of Eden that He made so perfect for them,
Okay.
He had a life for them. They ate the forbidden fruit.
Okay,
which-
so what?
which-
Change the
which-
fruit, change that.
which is from the devil. So even back then, there was evil in this world, just like
True.
there's now. There's so much evil in this world right
True.
now, you can't imagine this.
Okay, but what happened to the dinosaurs? How we go from dinosaurs to freaking monkeys?
Okay.
And how do we go from freaking
Dinosaurs.
land to dinosaurs?
Okay, natural progression of science is the dinosaurs were destroyed by a meteorite that hit off the Yucatan Peninsula off of Mexico, which is about 1,300 miles from here as the crow
Okay.
flies.
All right.
So the world was covered in this huge bloom of smoke and fat. So the dinosaurs are cold-blooded items. The temperature of the earth was reduced, and mammals were starting to come about at the same time.
How do you go from a freaking brontosaurus to a fucking chimpanzee?
No, I'm telling you that natural evolution was starting to take process even before that happened. And mammals were starting to come about. They were smaller animals. And the dinosaurs were bigger and they ate more food, but they were cold-blooded. So when the temperature of the earth dropped and the food died off, they eventually died too.
Okay,
and
but
the,
what
and the mammals could survive easier because they were smaller, they were warm-blooded, and they could put up with the colder temperatures better because they had a coat of fur.
Okay. But now, like I said, how did you go from a freaking brontosaurus to a freaking chimpanzee?
I just told you twice.
Well, why do we go to a turtle? Why do we go to a freaking, I don't know.
Turtles are reptiles, and they developed their smaller versions, but the bigger reptiles died because they cannot cope with the environment at the time, and they died off.
Sorry, but what made us go then? And why are we going to freaking aliens now? Bigger heads. Supposedly now there's aliens out there, there's people preach.
Well,
they have bigger heads. You tell me because they're smarter and they're a lot skinnier?
Well, the Greys.
Have you seen the fat alien?
The Greys. Well, yeah, I saw a bunch of those in Mexico trying to go over the fence.
Now, those were walruses, those are baby walruses.
No, there are no walruses in Mexico.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Just the one swinging.
Maybe sea lions.
Just the one swinging from the bridge.
All right. I mean, like I said, today's okay. Let's get to our time right now, 2024. Okay. If you were to sit down and talk to the average person,
yeah,
they ain't got a freaking clue. I don't have a freaking clue. Now, like I said, do we really give a shit about that? I'd be realistic. I'd go, I want to go from this day forward. I can't change anything that happened in the past. Everything that happened 10 seconds ago, anything else.
That's wrong because you're supposed to study the past
so
you don't repeat it.
Well, I respect that part. But on the other hand,
I said, that way.
You have to study it, but you can't change it.
No, you can change the future by studying
the past. Well, no, you can change the future, but you can't change the past.
No, you use the information from the past. That's the book of answers.
Well, true.
And then you use that to develop your own path in life by making it better by using the answers you got from the past. Because you know that stuff isn't going to work in the future.
How is dinosaurs going to benefit me tomorrow?
I already told you how the dinosaurs died 3 fucking times, okay?
No, it's how it's going to benefit me tomorrow. Am I going to have to go out and look for a prehistoric thing?
We're gonna do it for Dan, okay? Okay, so you're sitting in your backyard. You're sitting in your backyard, and you go, what the fuck is that over in my garden section? So I go over there and I tap on it. It's really hard. Let me go out and get a shovel. I start to dig it up. It's a brontosaurus leg.
That's Fido with that freaking.
It's a brontosaurus leg. It's about 7 feet long. And then Dan finds out that the fucking Museum of Chicago will pay him $10 million for the whole fucking thing. Now he makes money.
No, because in the meantime, I got to have fucking every Tom, Dick, and Harry in my back property checking me out, throwing my ass out. They're going to block everything else. They're going to tell me to get the fuck out of my property.
They're not going to do intimate domain in your own backyard.
They will for that dinosaur. No. I will lose my house because of that freaking stupid ass dinosaur. And the damn dinosaur, they're going to tell, well, we made a mistake. That's a big fucking elephant, that freaking dinosaur.
No, there'd be like, or a saber-toothed tiger head or something. There used to be a lot of saber-toothed tigers in the state of Florida, probably like 50,000 years ago.
Okay, but that doesn't pertain to me. I don't give a fuck about what happened 50,000 years ago.
If you ran across some dinosaur bones and they were worth a bunch of money, you probably would sell them, right?
I don't know. Because they'd probably eminent domain my ass. They'd tell me, oh, this is all freaking for the national discovery of freaking dinosaurs. We're going to have to block up all this area. We might have to check your neighbor's house now. We're going to have to check this one house. Well, there's a guy actually we met at Krabby Bill's.
Yeah.
The T-Rex, like, I don't know, 30, 40 years, whatever the hell it was. And he was preaching it, but he was the one who sold us those hats. And that's his main thing. He's into freaking, what do you call it, dinosaur history. And the guy was like out there to me because
where do you find the T-Rex bones at? What part of the?
I think it was out of this country. I think it was. I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't know. All I know is we were sitting out there, my brother and my wife, and we were having dinner.
We're out west, Arizona.
I couldn't tell you, man.
All that kind of stuff. That's why they go out there and they dig shit up and they find sea cells out there.
Yeah.
Because it was all underwater at one time.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Nobody even knows all the freaking seas out here.
And the people who had their houses on the front of the water back then, they're all fucking depressed out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's where we're going to be in the next hurricane that comes.
Well, I'm moving out to Las Vegas next time. So
Las Vegas, man.
Yeah, why not?
I'm not a gambler.
You don't have to be a gambler. To
Come on, if you're gonna move to Las Vegas, you gotta get. I mean, every freaking place you go has got a slot machine in
No,
it.
who cares?
I
You don't
mean,
have to- you don't have to-
it's like temptation. You know, it's just like temptation.
Oh, okay.
You
No,
know,
okay,
you
no.
think about,
We're
oh, I got
finding a lot of-
$10. Got to go try it out that slot, man.
No, but I'm talking about if you're going to move somewhere that doesn't have storms. Don't think North Carolina and South Carolina anymore. Knock them off the list.
No, that's it. Maybe Ohio or something, man. Or
Why?
frickin-
Because the Haitians are eating the cats there. Cross that place off.
At least you ain't got to worry about freaking cats. I'm not a big cat lover. They can eat all the cats they want.
No. In Michigan, you want to cross that place off because the governor up there,
Well, it gets too frickin' cold, too.
she was given some kind of religious thing to some other girl the other day. California's bad because you have to tax.
What about
and
Idaho? This is stuff?
Yeah. Tennessee,
Yeah, Tennessee's got. I don't know.
Virginia.
Virginia, I haven't heard too much about that.
How about Maine?
That's too cold.
You sure?
Yeah, it's too cold. Man.
Okay, well, wouldn't you have like two houses, one here and one there?
Yeah, but the problem is, you know, my wife could play.
It doesn't
It
work.
doesn't work that way?
No, it doesn't.
Why, man? Happy wife, happy life. Is that true statement?
Well, most women are always happy, and they're very nice people.
Okay, most.
Sometimes they're
Have you met my ex?
they're resistant. I could talk to anyone.
You can talk to me, but she's gonna piss you off.
No, she's not.
Oh hell yeah, she will.
No, I can just look her in the eye and talk to her.
And she like,
it's
you're
easy
a
to.
fucking idiot.
But just talk to people and just get to know them.
Speak to them in their own language.
Right. Just
That's
stare-
what they say.
because most of them don't know how to make straight eye contact.
Straight eye contact?
Yeah,
There's no such thing as straight eye contact anymore.
when you talk to them.
Oh, come on, because you know why they gotta text everybody nowadays. That's the way to do it. We don't communicate. We have to text.
Their communication skills are awful, and then when they're privy to some other kind of forms of communication, their brain goes click. Okay.
But see, one thing I have learned, speaking about communicating on texting,
Yeah.
if you want to get your point across and make sure that you're correct,
Right.
you have to text it and you have to put this into this and twist it 2 times. And if I tell you that, oh, you tell me to put it into 3 times.
Okay. So I just
So you have to cover your ass on that. That's why texting on certain subjects you have to do. You say, now look at John. This is how. Well, no, people don't know how to listen.
right. So basically, I'm gonna tell everybody right now. Since you said people don't know how to listen, we have a big decision to make next Tuesday. Live in Chicago because they're never gonna check your name because you're dead. Kidding.
I thought Georgia too.
No.
No.
But get out there and vote. Vote for your pocketbook because the last 3.5 years you've been spending all your money from your
Oh
pocketbook.
hell yeah, people.
Gas is
Come on.
way out. I mean, the only reason inflation is probably about 20%. To be honest with you, you figure everything into it, you know. And this thing about taxes, the taxes we have right now sunset next year. We need Trump in there to make sure we can continue on with a plan that's good for everybody.
We just got to find a way to get some money down. We got to get our interest rates down. We got to get our freaking food costs down. We got to get our living costs down. We got to get
But if you go out there,
wages up.
you got to get out there and start pumping oil
That's it.
and stop taking out of the fucking Federal Reserve
Yep.
barrels
Yeah.
someplace, whatever, to make that part of whatever that's bullshit.
But
Joe
that-
Biden is an old fuddy-duddy old man.
But that
you know,
goes.
Joe Biden will be dead in a year and a half from now. You know
Yeah.
that.
Why is that?
Have you seen him?
No, I haven't seen him. I don't watch
Have you seen
TV,
him?
man. TV is like a disease to me, man. Why I shouldn't say I
No.
don't watch TV? I don't watch the news. Let's
He'll
get
be
clarification.
dead within a year and a half from now.
Why do you say that?
His body is almost shut down, and the
Well,
only thing
that's-
that keeps him going is supposedly he thinks he's the president of the United States.
Well, he is the president until
No, he's not.
freaking
No, he's not.
January, was
No,
it?
Obama's been the president for a
Well,
long time.
but he's still that.
Sits in his chair at home and.
Well, you know, it's part of life. We all get to that point. I mean, like I said, knock on wood, my father just turned 95.
Well, he's
And that
got a lot
man's
more of the
strong.
ball than Joe Biden
Oh
does.
yeah, he's got.
He can
fabulous.
he can probably drag 4 beach chairs across the beach, not just one real slowly.
Well, it's the people you hang out with. What they always tell us.
Well, he hangs out with Jill.
He hangs out with Jill, but he also hangs out with the freaking Obamas.
No, Obama hates him
Well, then why is he putting the puppet on the string?
because he was told what to do. They threw him out of office.
I know they did.
Nancy
But once
Pelosi
again,
and
that
Chucky
was.
Schumer.
But yeah, where's Nancy Pelosi at now?
She's in San Francisco with her gay husband.
Now, how do you know he's gay?
Well, he had that guy there with the hammer. He was putting the hammer down on him.
Oh, put the hammer down on him, man. That's what I like.
Running around with his underwear on, open the door. Oh, hey, Bob, how's it going?
I mean, don't you do that San Francisco thing, man?
They're all scumbags. You know that.
Like, come on, I got some friends in San Francisco. They're
And
not all
have,
scumbags.
they have power. If you had a bunch of power, you could fix anything,
But
right?
they're freaking liberals, man. Anything goes. You know?
Liberals.
Yeah.
I mean, is that what a Democrat used to be, or wants to be, or
I think. Yeah, I think.
Do you think the Democrat, like John F. Kennedy, from 1960, is the same as a Democrat today?
These women
I've been
were
dating women for a long time. They
No,
look exactly the same thing.
I mean, same.
What, you got
chemistry
4
wise,
arms hanging out
But
or
I'm just saying, they had a lot more respect for the women back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Women nowadays are
Well,
very
back then, Robert and his brother used to do a Marilyn Monroe.
You know, hey, man. I mean, they're just saying, I think there was a lot more class back then. than a lot of them.
And Bill Clinton thought he was jealous of that.
Well, you'd be jealous too if you could.
No,
be in
I
that,
wouldn't. Not
in that era of contact.
If you were
with
married, he was married to Jackie Onassis. She was beautiful. He
Yeah.
was cheating behind her back. Stuff
But he
like
got
that.
old with
He's
that
an
too.
arrogant prick.
Well, if you got that much power, you're gonna get
No,
tired.
you don't
of saying
do that.
those things.
You-
I'm
when
not
they-
saying you do that, but I'm saying, do you want to eat freaking hamburgers every single day
That's
when you have a
fine
chance to
with
eat
me.
chicken and watermelon and freaking
You don't
steak?
taste that. It's not a buffet. Give me a break.
When you got that much power, what it is?
If you're married, you have made a bond before
Well,
you
I
and the
give you
Lord.
that. I give you that. But how
You
many?
stick to your guns, and you.
But
you're
it goes
honest
both
for-
ways.
it
You know
does
how
not.
many women? You know how many women do the
Not
same
my
thing?
wife.
Well, not your wife.
Who gives a shit?
marriages have you had?
3.
Okay. Well, see.
And none of them, they were all nice people. The first one died.
Okay. Second one.
She's my friend now.
Okay, but what happened to that marriage?
She made a mistake.
Okay, but see, once
No,
again.
no. She made a mistake by divorcing me.
Oh, but
And then
why?
she realized after she was with someone else, she made a mistake. And my kids don't want anything to do with her. She still owes me. Do you know the thing about child support? It never goes away.
But child support to me, okay, it's both sides. It can be really bad for some people. It
She
can
pays
be really
me
good
child
for
support. I think that's the greatest thing. I take my checks, I show them all the guys, I go, look guys, I'm like 70 years old almost, I fucking get child support
But
from
then I
ex-wife.
asked myself, why? Why should us men get anything from the women?
It's fucking right.
Why? Why is that right?
You can't have a decision and what we're talking about, that abortion thing?
Yeah. But I'm saying, but to me, that means that you're making less money than she is.
No. There's
how do you get
all
child
kinds of
support?
circumstances for how you can get paid child support.
Well,
from
I
ex-wife.
know there's a bunch of, but let's go back to go back to the moral values.
Yeah.
The man should be taking care of the family.
I did that.
Okay? If the woman cheats or plays, the man still takes care of the woman. Like my second, I'll take that back. She was not married. I was not married to her. But I'll be damned if I was going to have my baby's mama take care of her because I knew damn well that I was more financially and mentally more secure.
Well,
And I took care of my own, and I didn't expect for no
There's-
dime from
there's
them.
certain lessons you can teach people in life.
Yeah,
One's time,
true,
money,
right?
perseverance,
Perseverance.
innerness, which means you have to sit and stare at your life every day going, I fucked up, I never can get that back.
But see, that's the problem. People get stuck on that mindset. I can sit back and go, oh, I fucked up with that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done
Yeah,
that.
but-
Maybe if I would have done this.
But
Maybe
people-
if I had done this.
But if you never were a producer ever, you don't have that propensity to be one, it's hell in it.
But don't you believe that's who you hang out with? If I was to put you
Yeah.
into an environment where, let's just say you didn't have the skill set you have right now, you're just growing up, you're a young kid,
Yeah.
and I put you into this poor environment, and that's all you knew
Yeah.
for 2 years. Then, okay, the next 2 years I take you and I put you into glorified frickin' everybody's got money, power, and everything else.
Yeah.
You're telling me you're not going to grow up in that environment? You're going to learn how to be poor, you're going to learn how to survive in this way. If I put you in the rich, you're going to be rich. The problem is too many people flatlining. They're used to hanging around the people that don't want to make changes in their lives. Okay?
Well,
It's like that movie, Trading Places. Bernie freaking office, and he put Eddie Murphy into that position. Fires guy made him freaking broke.
The brothers control them both.
Yeah, and like
And the
I said,
brothers are the ones who.
I highly believe that your environment says a lot for who you are. Okay? If you're hanging around with the rich crowd, you're going to be hanging with the rich crowd.
But the ones who excel past that, the ones who grow past that and develop other skill sets, are like me and you, because we know what's wrong and right.
True.
And I'd much rather have more integrity than other things in my life because I like to be honest.
Oh, I respect that 110%. But like I said, there's too many people out there that I see every day. Prime example, when me and Josh spoke to like 15, 20 people, you saw people that had it so strong mindset.
Right.
Then you had the other ones that were weak.
Yeah.
That were, I also would say weak, but
Leaders and
felt
followers.
overwhelmed, felt like, oh, I'm just barely surviving. And I asked myself, and I've been in those
Yeah.
shoes, well, why would you keep doing this over and over and over again? You know what the excuse is?
That's
I don't know.
insanity.
I don't know what else to do.
Because they need to break the rhythm. They need to break the cycle.
But the problem is, if you're hanging, okay, let's be honest. This woman that we spoke to, she's there at 7 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock at night.
She thinks she can
You're
work
putting 12 hours in there into this environment that might get one or two people might come in your business,
Yeah.
and they're not going to change your life unless you get one person like Josh that I went in there and told them to look at it from a different perspective.
Right.
They're just looking at the material things. Oh, wow, this is cool, this and that, you know. And the thing about it is, so they're stuck in that rut, all right? And then you go home, you freaking have your dinner, you maybe watch some TV, and you get up the next day and do it all over again.
Yeah. Well, but because they don't have a better example, they think that hard work wins out. It's not like that no more.
No.
Like back in the 20s, that probably would have been
Yeah.
successful.
Yeah, yeah.
But nowadays you have to network and come up with some better ideas to market your business.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. That's where you and I
Yeah.
and Josh come into this, where I want people to understand that. That's maybe this we're having this podcast. To get the hell out of your environment. If you're doing the same damn thing, you got to change. Don't, maybe not go to work at 7 o'clock.
They don't believe
go
what
to
you
work at 9 o'clock and maybe leave at 5 o'clock and put market
But they
something
don't
else.
believe what you say because they think what they're doing works and it doesn't.
But we can prove it to them, because if you're in that environment and you're
They
not.
ain't gonna listen to
Okay,
it.
it's a prime example. Here's another. The guy right here, I love this Turkish coffee. It's called De Facto Cafe.
Right?
Now, when you see the name De Facto, what does that sound to you?
The fatso?
De Facto
Oh, no.
Cafe. Don't have a freaking clue, right? De facto, basically, if you look it up, means exactly. Then I go, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Okay, you're a coffee shop. Shouldn't it be De Facto Coffee or Coffee De Facto?
Right.
Or something, right? So first of all, the one thing that we're preaching about is how you market your company.
Right.
It's like if I own a fire extinguisher company.
Right.
I want A to Z fire. What the hell does that mean? Well, the main reason why I came up with that name is that back then, 30 years ago, the phone book. I wanted to be A to Z
Yeah.
in the phone book.
Right. That's
All
what
right,
they
that
would
was
do.
my marketing campaign. And
Right.
from A to Z, we do all types of fire
They
stuff.
don't have phone books anymore.
Well, they do. I've seen them toss them around every once in a while. They got my name messed up on the freaking book of my company.
I saw a phone book last week. It was keeping the door open.
Well, that's what it's used for.
So,
But like I said, going back to this De Facto Cafe,
right.
I went in there this other day to get coffee from the guy.
Right.
And once again, he's got that mind. 'Cause that was a couple, the people before that was called Snow Slush or something.
Yeah.
And I watched this poor woman work from 7 to 8 o'clock and was barely making the
Yeah,
rent.
and
But
she-
you can see this guy, he
she
went in
does
there,
it.
he redesigned the whole place. The place looks gorgeous. I mean, it looks night and day from the other
Yeah.
place. But once again, he's not making no money. What do? How do I market this? Well, first thing should be, like I said, is change the freaking name out.
Yeah.
Coffee for you. Free coffee or something. Something to give me a reason to want to freaking go
You should
check
go
you out.
Earl's Coffee.
I'll
And
give
they
it
walk in and they go, "Where's Earl?" Well, he's not here right now, but I can take care of you.
Or just get this freaking mannequin in the back. I'm Earl. You know, I mean, the thing about it is it goes back to on this, to wrap this up, okay? I think the key thing in today's society is people don't listen, number
Right.
one.
Exactly.
Second of all, business owners, okay, that we have been seeing, they don't understand what they're really doing. Yeah, I'm great at making hats.
Right.
Well, okay, so you make it. Who are you going to sell it to?
Yeah.
That's the hard thing, okay? And then third thing of all is, how do you get the most out of your time?
Mm-hmm.
Whether you work 100 hours or you work 10 hours. Is it smarter to work 20 hours than to work 100 hours?
Well, I have one of those black balls where you can turn it this way and it comes up and goes, "Oh, you will sell a car in 1 hour." That's what I fucking use.
Oh, yeah, how's that
And
work?
Ouija board.
Ouija board?
Oh, that works. That works too.
That works pretty good too,
Yeah.
especially Halloween night. It works better.
Oh,
Halloween night.
don't forget
yeah.
to hand out trick or treat
Yeah,
candy. on
Thursday
Thursday.
nights, guys, okay? We're supposed to be having a networking meeting here, man. I don't know who's going to show up, who are not, but like I said,
But Dan's wearing his costume today, so I want you to guess
I-
right now.
I
We're having a contest. What is he supposed to be today?
yeah, what am I going to wear? What
Yeah.
am I going to wear that day? Might be something.
Might be Dante's
Something
coming
scary.
over to spiff him up a little bit.
Swashbucklers.
So you guys go out and vote, please. This is a big decision. If you don't vote, don't sit around and bitch and complain because you ain't got no fucking right to. Okay?
True. So true, guys. So true. Make that vote. Vote Trump. Vote Trump, man.
See the hat?
Guys.
See the hat?
Yeah.
Trump. Harris, she ain't got no experience. She's an empty vessel. She's nothing. She's nothing. They ask her a question. She could have gone on Joe Rogan's show. She didn't because she can't use the teleprompter.
Well,
So just vote.
vote,
Trump.
guys. Whatever you do, vote. But guys, I wanted to also bring to your attention. Next week we won't be here. We're going to be doing a little bit of restructuring. Josh, our producer, is going to be on vacation, and we're going to do a little bit of restructuring because we want to get a little bit more. What would it work for? A little bit more audience participation. So we're going to float over to. I don't know what night yet.
Everybody fucks off at work during the daytime. Who gives a shit, okay? They're watching YouTube. They're watching the Drudge Report, which sucks anyway.
Well, that is
They're
pretty
watching
much
this.
true. That's pretty true, man.
They're watching the police get pulled over or whatever. Who cares? Just watch it during the daytime, anytime, please.
Just watch it, whatever it is. But like I said, we're gonna be making a little bit of mixes up, so we'll be staying in tune with you guys. But most of our guys, we're just gonna sign off here and say, hey, remember, Dwayne and I are here to give you a different perspective of how to look at your life. And small business owners, it's critical that you guys really vote for Trump because that's what's gonna freaking make us go to the next level. That's what's gonna help you save money, put more money in your pocket, and ultimately just grow your company. So,
Because you can have more money to buy that better beer when you're sitting in your trailer with the fan blowing on you and you're fucking sweating your balls off. You're going, I'm going from Bud Light to Heineken today, okay?